Hey guys, Jamie here from the Butch Harmon School of Golf Dubai, and today I wanted to talk to you very quickly just about a little bit of skill versus technique, as it's something I feel can often be misunderstood and often neglected when it comes to your practice. When it comes to golf, we experience a wide array of different types of shots, and more often than not we're actually forced into playing certain shots as opposed to playing them at our will or playing a shot that we want. However, more often than not we see that our practice never really represents that. We often see players on the range just beating buckets of balls and not really getting much from it. And while I really believe that you have to have a decent or at least a solid technique, especially when it comes to contacting the ball and hitting it in a reasonable direction, I often think that we can definitely develop some skills alongside that. And I think as your technique gets better and better, those skills can become more advanced. So when it comes to practice, I often start off with a little bit of technique, a small amount of block practice to make sure that everything feels comfortable and that the club is moving in the right way. I start to develop my rhythm and get a feel for what I'm doing in terms of the technical aspects of the swing. However, after a period of time, that can, number one, become repetitive, and number two, you can really shut off to what you are doing. So I often find it not only interesting but definitely beneficial to develop some skills. And this is a great little game that I use when I'm playing or when I'm practicing, and it's called the 3 bears. So it's perfect for practicing your pitching skill. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick a very basic shot to start off with. So I've got about 15 yards here to the flag, and what I'm going to do is basically picture my middle flight. So exactly the shot that I would stand up on a golf course and play. Once I've done that, then I'm going to try and hit 2 different shots. So I'm going to try and hit the first one where I hit it a little bit lower than I normally would and try and roll it a little bit more. So let's try that one. So to obviously hit it lower, I'm going to try and put it a little back in my stance, keep the hands forward, and as an old pro told me back home in Ireland, low to low. You want to keep that club head nice and low to the ground. So let's give this first one a try. Nice little low flight, just takes a little bit of a break from the right, and that's a pretty decent result. The second one is going to be the opposite, so this is going to be the higher one. So for me, a higher one will kind of be a little more forward in the stance, a slightly more neutral shaft angle, and probably a little bit more of a handsy release, what I would describe as a handsy release through the golf ball. So let's see, can we get the higher one away? A little bit higher, very similar result. And then finally, we're going to play the shot that we originally pictured. So this is going to be the exact shot that you would normally stand up and play. And what I'm going to do from there is just middle of my stance. For my middle flight shot, we'll have the hands a little forward, and from there we'll give it a swing. And that's the best result of all 3. So once you've done that, what you want to do is grab your putter and then go up and try and finish all 3 off. Now what I love to do here is maybe spread out 9 different spots of 3 balls. Different flags, different shots, different slopes, and even different lies. The more random the better. And once you start developing that skill of up and downing all 3, it's a big advantage when it comes to the golf course, because you'll be able to cope with different flights when they're needed, different situations, and again, different lies. That's far more like what we experience on the golf course to the way we practice. So once you feel like your technique is in place, dot maybe 3, 6, or 9 different spots around the green of 3 golf balls and play the 3 bears. You want to picture your middle flight to start off with, hit the first shot lower, the second shot higher, and then try that middle one. If you manage to finish all 3 off successfully, give yourself a point. If you miss one, you don't get it. So it's a great way to keep score as well and make it a little bit more like golf.